SIG test topic number 5 is L'Hopital's rule. So here are 3 different examples. The first couple are just a really basic type. So remember, L'Hopital's rule gets applied when we get an indeterminate form, like 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity. So that first example, plugging in 0, sine of 0 is 0, over 2 times 0 is 0. So you got to show that first for this kind of problem. The L'Hopital's rule says that we can take the derivative, remember it's going to be f prime of x, over g prime of x. It's not the quotient rule. We got to take the derivative of the top over the derivative of the bottom. So we get 5 cosine of 5x over derivative of the bottom is 2. When I plug in 0, cosine of 0 is 1, so I get 5 halves. And there's my answer. Must show this step right here. Second one, if I plug in 1, I get 0 over 0. So taking the derivative of the top and bottom, derivative of the t minus 1 is 1. Derivative of square root of t is going to be 1 over 2 root t. Derivative of negative 1 in both cases is 0. Okay, you may have to do a little bit of simplification. Multiply top and bottom by 2 root t. Now I can plug in 1. It's not indeterminate anymore. I just get, 1 times 2, which equals 2. Didn't realize I'd got to finish that one. Okay, it's part C that usually students need the most work with. Okay, we can't use L'Hopital's rule right now because it's not in the form of one function over another. What we have right here is we have a function that's going towards 0 times, as x approaches 0 from above for natural log of x, it's going to head towards negative infinity. That's my indeterminate form. But we want to get it as infinity over infinity or negative infinity over infinity. So we've got to move that x to the bottom. So when I move it to the bottom, it becomes 1 over x. As x approaches 0 from above, natural log heads towards negative infinity. As x approaches 0 from above on 1 over x, as x gets smaller and smaller, 1 over it gets bigger and bigger. So I have infinity over infinity. That's the condition I need to have in order to do L'Hopital's rule. Now, if you don't do this step, I'm not going to care that much about that. I do care about the 0 over 0 ones. Ones are the basic ones. But this one, I mostly want to make you recognize you've got to do a rewrite before you do L'Hopital's rule. So derivative of the top, I get 1 over x over negative 1 over x squared. Again, simplify now. Multiply top and bottom by x squared. You get negative x. As x approaches 0, it's going to go to 0. That's a typical kind of a problem.